Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach, and it's been pretty weird, like 24 hours. So, and I guess it's weird for everybody. Yeah, so I say, I don't know, America, like the Western world, I'm sure Asian. We just saw two murders in 24 hours. Two brutal, brutal murders. I've basically just been glued to social media, just watching it, figuring it out. So you had the arena, or I think that's how it's pronounced. Ukrainian woman stabbed on a. It said subway. Is it a subway in Charlotte? Can't imagine Charlotte has a subway. Maybe it's just subway part of the way, which was actually from a couple weeks ago. And that stuff just came out. And then the Charlie Kirk assassination was today. And both of them look to be, although it's still coming out, look to be neck injuries. So I've been watching it. I mean, literally, it's been like 24 hours of social media. I haven't gotten shit done. I feel sick. I have a headache. Just because it's shocking, but it's also a weird thing where it's like it's covered, like with the stabbing in the subway. There's like two or three different angles, brightly lit, and you see everything. Although they kind of released the clips in, I don't know why they didn't release them all at once. And then with the Charlie Kirk thing, I actually saw it and I go, whatever, AI. And then a friend is like, hey, did you hear about this? It's like, oh, I thought that was AI. So yeah, you have Irina getting stabbed, looks like downwards in the neck and slicing an artery. And then I actually talked to a friend who's a sniper for the Charlie Kirk thing. Because I wasn't quite getting it. I'm kind of seeing an impact in the chest, except for geysers out the neck. And then my buddy, because, snipers I was a basic infantryman. They just handed us weapons. They'd give us a little hip pocket class. I mean, it was real basic stuff. Like, we weren't getting these, very arcane, studies in ballistics. So I was like, I don't really understand what's happening here. Because it doesn't look like he was shot in the neck, but he's massively bleeding out of it. And he's like, if you get an impact, you can make an artery explode. It's not a sever, it literally explodes. So there's like a gap there. I was like, oh, holy shit, I didn't even know that was a thing. So I saw shitheads politicizing it. I saw people saying things that were just absolutely wrong. With Arena, I feel like I'm mispronouncing that. Three people came to help her, like within seconds. But she died, she was dead within a minute. And Charlie Kirk was dead pretty much immediately. Like I said, I thought it was AI because it was like 2 pints of blood in a 20th of a second. So I saw a lot of stuff, a lot of misinformation, a lot of disinformation. With the arena stuff, it was just, you kind of had to piece it together. I don't think there's still like a full, it's just like different camera shots for different lengths of time. With Charlie Kirk, it's just all right there. But finally, I saw a video that I actually thought was helpful. So this is kind of a reaction to that, as well as my own take on it. So the woman said, I guess she taught a class, and she gave these like different, color codings, and she was talking about most people are in like I forget what she called it, like white level. No kind of pun on it. It's just kind of like white, then it went to yellow, and that was just like you're on your phone, you're not paying attention, you're just kind of spaced out. And then yellow, she's like, yellow is where you should be, where you're just kind of looking around. So I know there's all kinds of cliches about PTSD and all this type of stuff, but I'm just kind of aware of things all the time. One of my pet peeves is when I'm walking and I can hear someone walking the same pace as me and the same speed. So that's one of those things where I always kind of like to, fumble with my phone and step out of the way and let them pass. That's kind of weird. But one of the things that I think has been helpful, as someone who's been in multiple wars and travels all over the world, travels constantly, is I never sit down. Ever. I'll sit down at a restaurant. That's it. If I go on a trip, I'm sitting in the chair in the plane. I sit at a restaurant. I'm standing everywhere else. And I'm not like freaked out staring, but I'm always kind of looking up. I'm just kind of looking around. And especially when I lived in New York City. this really got accentuated because I work from home. My interactions in a day might be, I tend to have like inside day, outside day. Inside day, I just stay in, do a bunch of stuff. Outside, I'll do some work here, and then I'll go out with friends, go to the gym, stuff like that. On an inside day, I might react with one human the entire day. You go out in New York City, you're interacting, well, if you call passing someone interacting, which I would call it interacting, thousands of people in a single day. So this has been a really simple one for me, and it goes like this. Are you talking or walking faster or slower than everyone else? You go to a Midwestern city, whatever, you walk down the sidewalk. Well, first of all, you might be the only person on the sidewalk. You walk in a mall, you walk in a grocery store, whatever. There's kind of a general speed for people walking. And the people walking really fast or really slow, those are usually the people who are going to be problems. The other one is, this sounds silly, dressing too warm or too cold for the situation. If it's really cold and you're dressed for the beach, there's something wrong. Keep an eye on this person. And especially when you're riding the subway a lot, you can literally, it's like a little, 2-act play or something like that. You're like, okay, here's the weirdos. Okay, when are they going to act up? There it goes. It's like some kind of hidden camera prank show or something like that. And although I got to tell you, I have never realized how vulnerable my neck is. Just two of those, and because it's funny with the arena one, I was telling people, when people die, it's not like the movie. There's not like a huge geyser of blood, and then Charlie Kirk the next day. Yeah, sometimes there is a huge geyser of blood. A lot of it is internal. So people will get shot, and then it'll rip things up internally. Externally, they just kind of look like pale. Like you'll have people completely shot up dead. There's no blood. It's just pooled up inside of them, because you got shot in the front, you fall on your back. It doesn't escape. It just kind of pools, in your torso. So anyway, trying to be helpful instead of being a shithead, spreading misinformation or trying to politicize something. This is just a little trick I've learned in 52 years of life to kind of avoid crazy people. Would I've avoided the guy who stabbed Irina? Well, one thing you got to ask yourself is, why is this seat empty? You worked a long day, just stand up. Because the other thing is when you sit down, you limit so many options. You can't see as well, you can't move as well, especially if you're in that little seat like she was, where there's like a little wall in front of you. Every place I'm going, like I said, I sit on the train, or not on the train. I on a plane, because you have to sit down. I sit in a restaurant. Everywhere else I'm standing. I stand on every subway ride ever. I go over to people's houses. Everyone's sitting down talking. I'm standing. Because you can move. You can look around. The other thing is move. Just move. I can't tell you how many times I've moved to another subway car because there was a weird guy. Like I said, talking too fast, talking too slow, walking too fast, walking too slow, dressed too warm, dressed too cold for the temperature. And I'm just like, this is the easiest thing in the world. Get to the stop, you just go to the next car over there. I don't think I've ever missed it. No. Well, actually, I think I have missed it one time because I went to move to another car, and there was another weirdo in that one. I was like, okay, whatever, I'm just going to catch the next train. But yeah, just move. It's kind of funny how masculinity has kind of been redefined. Like, when I was a kid, it was like, don't back down ever. And now if you watch all these podcasts by Navy SEALs, their answer in almost every situation is run away or leave. What happens if a guy pulls out a knife? Run away. What if he pulls out a gun? Run away. What if someone says he wants to fight me? Don't do it. And these guys are Navy SEALs because they know, in weird ways, the human body is extremely durable. You can live for 100 years. There's weird, crazy stories about people's parachutes not opening, and they fall and they survive because, they hit a tree, it decelerates them, or they're going at an angle, But there's also people who just get punched and they die from one punch. That's it. Healthy guy, in his 30s, gets punched once, dies. Or he slips and hits his head on the curb, dies. So it's weird being in a body, it's like I can do incredible things. I can also die from slipping, and it's one of those things. The other one is I saw a lot of people doing this. They were, shaming the people on the train for not doing anything. And again, it's one of those things where that one was talking about, you're in a white space, not alert, you're in a yellow space, you're looking around. Those people are working long hours. They sit down, all they're thinking about is getting home. All of a sudden, a blur of something happens. They don't know what's happening. And the thing is, a narrative's being built that nobody helped her. There were literally people helping her within seconds. They're shocked people know what's happening. Because a lot of times, there's always this philosophy. I thought this was going to be a short video. That they say, oh, if there's a crazy person on the train, just ignore them. Or move to the other. But I mean, if you talk about interaction with crazy people, when that works a lot of times, people say, oh, that's the solution. You just ignore them. I would say the greatest shield is distance. It's hard for someone to stab me if I'm in a different car than them. But getting back to the arena thing, would I have sat down in that chair? No, because I don't sit down, like, ever. Like, completely exhausted, I will stand. I stand on everything. I stand on the little, I hate when the airplane lands on the tarmac, but you don't get to go directly into the terminal. You have to take this stupid ass bus. I don't sit on that. I don't sit on anything. I stand all the time. Because like I said, I can move, I can see, and it's kept me out of trouble doing that thing. And again, these things are, they're 1 in a million type of situations. But, that's 1 in a million interactions, and you live long enough, you're going to have some crazy ass shit happen. So that's my advice. Not politicizing, not making things worse, not disinformation, misinformation, just saying like, hey, stand up, you can move, you can see. If you see something acting weird, leave. Like it's funny, all these internet tough guys, crying about Snow White. If I'm in a movie theater and someone's loud, I literally move seats. That's what, you don't know what that person is. You don't know where their head is at. You don't know if they have a weapon. You don't know if their whole life just fell apart. They have nothing to lose, and they're just trying to create a situation to do something. And you think you can fight. There's a great article from, I think it's The Onion, where it said something like, average man overestimates his ability to fight by 2,000%. I don't think that's a regular one. But, movies have given us all these crazy scenarios that absolutely do not work in real life almost ever. But there's a lot of like, oh, if, in this situation, I'll just fight 3 guys. It's like, okay, no, you won't. Oh, if a guy pulls a knife, run away or you're going to get stabbed. And the other thing, you got the whole complications like with the Daniel Perry thing. Oh, why didn't they do anything? I don't know. Did you see any article on Daniel Perry ever? There's tons of people get killed trying to jump in between. It's not the movies. You're not going to catch the guy's wrist and twist his arm behind his back and karate chop his wrist and then he drops it. No, he's going to slash at you and hit you with the first, second, third, or fourth slash. And you're going to be horribly injured or die. So stand up, look around, don't get lost in your phone, don't read a book. Yeah, sometimes those subway rides are pretty fucking long, actually. They're 40 minutes. Just look around. People have interesting faces. Don't stare too much because then you're antagonizing them. But stand up, that's what I can say. And protect your neck. Oh, gee, I never realized how vulnerable these things are. Oh, my God. But anyway, yeah, just trying to be helpful. It's funny. It's like, how will someone twist this to make it somehow negative? Yeah, so stand up most of the time. Look around. You don't have to be like some, Batman with 100 contingencies, but how far is the door from you? Hey, you're just sitting there. Why don't you read the instruction on the wall that tells you how to open the door in an emergency? There's ways to do that. Anyway, that's it. I'll probably think about a million other things, but that's pretty simple stuff. stand up, look around. Someone's acting weird, stay away from them. But if for some reason I was going to sit down, would I have sat down next to that guy who stabbed Irina? Yeah, I would have sat down next to him. But if you watch the video, he's literally like, you can literally see him both in his face and in the reflection, like fighting his demons. Like he's like, you know, because apparently he thought that the woman was reading his mind, and he's schizophrenic or something like that. He attacked his sister. He's a crazy person. Now, you can't just tell he's crazy just because he has dreads, you know. But you sit down. I have sat down in chairs. Zach, don't sit down. Zach, I sat down. Obviously, sometimes I've sat down. I have sat down and gotten back up like immediately. Nope. Nope, that's a crazy person right there. Oh, also, but there are people who are crazy as fuck and look totally normal. As soon as they give you a hint, move. Just move. Move to a different seat in the theater, move to another subway car, move to a different part, you know? Just move away from it. Anyway, thanks for watching.